The Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Organization is creating a plan for the I-77 corridor to move residents forward. A plan that will accommodate regional growth while meeting transportation needs of today. The history of Interstate 77 begins in 1957. The Federal Highway Administration had a vision of connecting Port Huron, Michigan to Charlotte. In 1969, the plan was updated to reflect current limits from Cleveland, Ohio to Columbia, South Carolina. By the 70s, the Charlotte metro area's population had increased by 33% over 10 years, and small segments of I-77 were completed throughout the region. Today, I-77 is the most important north-south corridor in the Charlotte metropolitan area. The vision for the Beyond 77 corridor study originated in 2013 when the CRTPO called for a study of all travel corridors, including I-77 from Charlotte to Statesville.
It is the interstate, but also all of those other routes within that footprint, within that corridor, and all of the connections as well. On top of that is all of those other facilities that we oftentimes don't think about it, but your side connections, sidewalk connections, greenways, your bike lanes, and so on, as well as your bus routes.
In March 2014, the 2040 Metropolitan Transportation Plan also recommended the evaluation of the I-77 corridor to determine how best to use funding to relieve current and projected congestion, increase transportation options, improve connectivity and equity, and decrease the gap between land use and transportation needs.
I travel by car, bus, and walking, and I think the most important thing is the time consumption of how I travel to my places back and forth. Just make sure that it's safer for travels. Like the roads aren't all that great, so make sure we fix those. So that's kind of the number one reasons why people take longer to get to the place they need to be. So basically just fixing the roads to make sure travel time is shortened and that travel is easier for people who got to get around.
Mass transit is huge. I think the light rail is a beautiful thing that we do here in Charlotte. I don't think we do it for the size of the city. We should be doing a lot more, and I know we're planning it, but I think I'd like to see a lot more of that. I mean, we really can't go forward without really having a comprehensive plan for mass transit, and light rail I think is a great way to go.
The study's outcomes will strengthen the multimodal network surrounding the interstate by providing a toolbox of effective strategies, policies, and programs that will guide future mobility for our diverse communities.
But beyond that, we want to be able to use technology and planning and the data that we get from this study to make better decisions and better informed decisions about the transportation infrastructure in that corridor so that we can get more bang for our buck, so that people can choose to live and work closer together and can bike to their work or can bike to a park and ride for a bus or walk to a park and ride for a bus, so that the modes become more complementary and more efficient and more sustainable.
To review the preliminary list of recommendations that your input helped us to create, visit beyond77.com. You can sign up for project updates and be notified when the final recommendations and action plan are released.